Hello, my name is host Eric, and I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, and I'm here today with a plethora of friends, famous people, contract under Guadalupe First Seal, Eccentric M, Eric, Hamadou Diallo, Mr. Haberdasher, Non D, Trenton Shirks, Unify, and Zack Zack Attack. So Nandi had an excellent suggestion for a topic which I like a lot, which is the relationship between cognitive functions and dreams. So I believe she indicated that the fourth slot function is going to influence a lot what kind of dreams you have, or how dreams work out for you, or whatever. Can you give us a little bit of explanation about that, Nandi?
Um, I don't know. I guess because since your inferior function is supposedly the weakest and like the least conscious out of your four top functions, that's the one that would manifest the most in your like dreams, since your dreams are also unconscious.
Okay. So how would a person who has SI in the fourth slot, like me, dream differently than someone who has FE in the fourth slot, like Unify?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, well, what kind of dreams do I have as SI is kind of a weird thing to ask. I mean, I think I have just, I don't really know. I don't really remember my dreams very much anymore. Who remembers their dreams?
I do on occasion.
Okay, well, can you give us an example of a
Haven't
dream?
lately.
Let's see. In the past, I had a fight with a friend, and a couple weeks ago, I had a dream of me reconciling with that friend. Woke up, and I actually started tearing up a bit because it wasn't real.
What type are you?
Well, I am an INTP, but I've been questioning my own type for a
Do you
while.
think you might be INTJ or what?
Well, it's just I've been reading up on more of the Myers-Briggs types, and all of them seem to have good points that illustrate who I am.
All right, well, let's talk about that in a second, because that's an interesting thing as well. But other thoughts on other examples of somebody who can remember a dream? Who can give me an example dream? I'm still trying to think of one.
I got one,
All right,
and
go ahead.
I have inferior SI as well. When
Okay.
I was a child, I always dreamed about falling to my death. And when I started falling, I would wake up right before I hit the ground. And here, as I've gotten older, my dreams more revolved around just they seem more. Well, there's one I remember particularly, and there was something that happened that was pretty significant to me, and I guess it could be related to something with SI, because I remember I didn't have an emotional reaction to it really, and I didn't even ponder on it, but it was a sensitive topic for me, and I tried to avoid the topic, but for a few nights in a row, I would dream about it, and very vividly. So that would be indicative of
You dream about
SI.
what? You dream about what?
Well, it was something significant that happened to me, and I don't want to go into detail a lot of it
Okay,
because
all
I'll try
right.
to avoid it.
Oh, I see. You're dreaming about a past. I see. You're saying you're dreaming about a past event.
Yeah.
And would the event have a different outcome when you in your dreams than in real life, or would it be the same outcome?
It's something I try to avoid consciously thinking about or even trying to remember. But for like a few months in a row, it would become inevitable that I would dream about it, and I would picture it very vividly in my head. And I imagine that's how a dominant SI person thinks.
Well, you
On
know,
a
when I quit smoking meth about 10 years ago or 12 years ago, whenever that was. I was a meth addict
Holy
for a few
Christ!
years. Yeah, I used to be a meth addict, but it was a long time ago. When I quit, for at least a year afterwards, I had dreams in which I smoked meth, and they were frustrating dreams because there are some dreams where you can do an intoxicant and it feels like you're actually on the intoxicant in the dream. Like I can kind of would have that with alcohol dreams, right? But alcohol dreams were the worst after I quit drinking. When I quit drinking, I'd have dreams of me going and drinking again, and it would be this soul crushing experience of failure and like a desperately bad decision. Like, Eric, what did you do that for? Oh, and I wake up and I'd still be convinced for a second that I had drank, and then I'd be like, okay, it was just a dream. But with the meth thing, I would be smoking meth in the dream, and I'd be getting frustrated because I wasn't getting sprung. It wasn't working. So that's a very different dream. It wasn't. It wasn't about at all me going like, "Oh no, Eric, you're smoking meth again." It was like, "God damn it, this meth isn't working."
I have one more, I think, inferior SI dream story. And I went through a phase of, I think it was when I was in the grip of my inferior function. And I was worried about pregnancy really, really bad. And I was very, very obsessed with it. And I could not sleep at night because I could not stop thinking about it. And when I did fall asleep, I would literally just dream about that.
How late were you? How late were you on your period?
Oh, my significant other. Well, I'm not sure.
Oh, you mean you weren't worried about you being pregnant? Oh, I thought you were saying
No.
you were worried you were pregnant.
No.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense now. It's a joke, Trenton.
Got it.
Okay. So, okay, yeah, if you're worrying about something, then you're dreaming about, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right. Here's an interesting thing I've read. I don't know if it's like a study or something. I don't know. Some psychology magazine. It says that people who are really well prepared for a test are more likely to have a dream related to a bad experience with the test. So it's like if you're really well prepared, you're likely to have a dream where where you wake up late and you don't make the test on time, or when you go to the test and you realize you've forgotten all the things you need to bring with you or something. You're more likely to have that kind of a dream if you're really well prepared than if you're unprepared. How does that fit in with this? It seems to be opposite of what the rest of these things are saying. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that would be related to, let's say, if somebody was a dominant SI, and inevitably, if you're a dominant SI, your inferior function's NE. So if a dominant SI person is generally going to be very prepared for things. So a dominant SI person would be very prepared for the test or whatever. And then if the NE manifests in your dreams, when they go to sleep, they're going to be thinking about every possibility. And one of those possibilities would be not having your shit together for the test.
Excellent observation. I think that sounds right on the money. Other thoughts about dreams and functions before we get back to Homie McGee, who said something about not sure about this type. Well, I don't know. How would it look? Let's say you had TI. Okay, my ex-wife had TI in her fourth slot. I'm trying to think of any time she related dreams to me. Well, she would wake up sometimes and she'd be mad at me because of shit that I did in a dream to her, right? And she'd be mad at me for a while. It wasn't like, oh, now you're awake and you're not mad at me anymore. It would take a couple hours for her to accept the fact that I hadn't actually done it, that she just that it did matter. Like, she accepted it was a dream right away, and it took her like an hour or so to process, 2 hours to process the fact that, oh, that means I don't get to be mad at him. I don't know. I guess that's TI in the fourth slot. Huh?
I should relate to what you guys were saying, because like my dreams are always like some adventure, like movie or action like movie.
Same.
Where I'm like taking action and surviving.
Who said same?
Me. Nandi.
All right, what type are you again?
INFJ.
Okay, well then you guys, yeah, that would make perfect sense. You guys have your little action hero dreams. I've got my failure to implement life path nightmare in alcohol. Like that SI thing, to me, SI is all about understanding your singular path through life, or life as a set of singular paths. And then NE is all about, well, forget about the path, where we were, where we're going. What about right now? What are we going to do right now? And that's why I make this comparison to quantum stuff. It's like you can know where you're going and you know where you are, but you can't know both concurrently. I'm thinking about where I'm going with my SI, I'm thinking about, okay, well, when I need to mail this bill, and then when I get home, I'm going to call Judy, and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Then I'm obviously not thinking about the possibilities right now of stuff that I could be doing instead. I'm maintaining my linear self through time. And yeah, that's how I say about that. This video is
I've
about
had quite a few dreams.
Okay, go ahead,
Oh, sorry?
Eccentric M. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've had quite a few dreams very vividly in childhood and recently. More recently, they've been directly about the things I've been thinking about, or symbolic of the things that are happening in my life. But in the past, I used to have a consistent dream of jumping down the stairs through my childhood multiple times, just from the top floor all the way down to the bottom, and just before I'd hit the floor, I'd wake up. I had that dream a lot. And I don't know what it was about either.
Well, is that like the equivalent of the falling dream where you wake up like somebody else had said? I have had that dream a lot too, where you wake up right before you hit the ground.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Okay.
I had that a lot through
That
childhood.
seems to be fairly universal, I think. I think maybe everybody has
Yeah.
that dream.
It was always the same stack of stairs.
I don't ever recall having any falling dreams.
Really?
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I mean, I might have, like, the closest I can remember is, like, feeling like I'm falling, but it wasn't actually a dream. It was, like, before I went to
yeah,
sleep
that,
and I closed my
that.
eyes, but...
Yeah, that thing. I know exactly what that is.
Creepy as hell.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? I don't have. It doesn't
Yeah,
happen to
I
me
don't like
anymore.
it. It sucks.
I haven't had that happen in a long time, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It's such a trippy thing. Do you guys have settings that different dreams occur in the same setting? Like my grandma's house for me. I have a lot of dreams that happen at my grandma's house. Which I
The dream of me falling usually occurs from me jumping off the top of my house onto the front yard and hitting the ground. I usually don't hit the ground, I just wake up. But that was in my childhood, though, not recently.
Now, my dreams are usually like a war zone, like some destruction happening.
My dreams usually happen at my high school.
Okay, so you got a setting too. Okay, cool.
Usually the high school always looks slightly different each time, but it's like got the same general layout. And then other than that, I don't think I've had any like... I know I've had like recurring dreams, and like one time I had, like there was some original setting from a dream, and then it happened again, but it wasn't the exact same one, but it was pretty familiar.
Right, I've also had that occur where I feel as though one dream that happens on a separate sleep is a continuation of a previous dream. That while I'm dreaming the second dream, I feel as though it's a continuation of it. When I wake up, I don't really sure because I never really made that much of a note of the first dream in the first place. You know, I never really made any note of these things. Unlike wakefulness, you can't make YouTube videos of your dreams.
Yeah.
Who else has fought somebody in their dreams and feel like when they go to punch them, their punches are really slow for some reason? Like,
and running away really fucking slow. Like, oh my god, my legs are so slow, I can't run.
I feel, and then when you're like in your dream, when you go to hit them, it just the punches never connect, and if they do, it just looks like they have no effect at all.
You don't get any satisfaction in dreams with when you realize, okay, this is a chance for me to get him, and you never actually get that. It doesn't give you the vengeance you want. Why not? I wonder why your dreams don't do that.
And just like you're not allowed to hit the ground,
Like,
when
I
you
usually
wake up.
always have like
You know what? What if like dreams are actually an insight to another alternate reality that we all live in?
You mean a second?
Well, my alternate realities would really suck.
Same.
It's not shared because otherwise we'd all have the same dreams.
But I mean, you just
That'd be
think yourself dreams are continuous after you wake up and go to sleep.
I don't think my dreams are continuous. I think I have different, distinct dreams all the time. I think, like a lot of times when I'm sleep, like when I used to sleep in a car occasionally, which was very rarely because I almost always drove. But when I was younger, I'd sleep in my mom's car or whatever. Or even when I was older and I'd occasionally on a long trip hand the wheel over and sleep, I'd always have these weird dreams about being asleep and being awake. So it would be like I'll have a desperate need to wake up right now, something important. Like I gotta wake up, and then I'd have a dream where I am awake, and I go, okay, now I'm awake, and then I realize, no, you're still sleeping, and then it turns out you wake yourself up and you realize, oh, there is no reason to be awake. I'm having this weird meta waking up sleeping dream, you know.
What if this is all a dream? What if we're in Inception?
Well, if this were a dream, it wouldn't make any difference because it would have the same exact framework as reality,
That'd be awesome.
and there'd be no way to determine that it's a dream that, as far as we can tell. And in fact, we've tested the system sufficiently to determine that if it is a dream, it's so successful and complete a dream that we can fully anticipate the force vectors to continue on unless changed. And so we can, in all intents and purposes, function as though it were not, and thus it's meaningless to say it is.
I mean, you already got one thing wrong. I mean, we already have proof of why we're not in a dream. We don't constantly hear the boom every time we go outside.
That's true. You got a point. Also, like, things don't suddenly change from Disneyland to your grandma's house in 1 second, and without you knowing why you got where, and not even caring. Like, that's what happens in dreams. It'll like change settings abruptly and
Yeah.
have no linear
Well,
sense to the narrative.
See, one thing that's always got me with that argument of like
Wait, do
it
any of
being
you
like
guys?
Hold on, let who was going first there? Go ahead, whoever it was.
Me?
I think it was me. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
any
you.
of you guys
That,
experience
Trenton, go. Trenton.
one of the things that has always I felt that's so interesting. You said the same thing about if it was a dream, it wouldn't matter. I've literally said that multiple times because I feel like if it was a simulation or if it was a dream, the constants in the universe that are accepted would still be the constants. Like all of the laws of physics would still be applicable to the universe we're in right now, and it being a simulation or not would not make those no longer applicable
And we
if
can
it was a
also
simulation.
and we can also conclude that our current wakeful state does not behave like our current understanding of a dream state does. Next person.
Well, I was
Do any
going
of you
to say,
experience deja vu in your dreams?
How many do? Talking about deja vu, feeling as though you are what you deja vu in your dreams, meaning like within the dream I've had it before or something.
Like I have a dream, and then like once I'm awake, like I'll have a dream, and then once I'm awake, I'll just have like that feeling of deja vu, or like I remember that happening sometime.
I've certainly experienced deja vu. I don't know if I experienced it in a dream or not.
Yeah, me neither.
Nandi, you have other things you want to say here?
Like I've been in.
Not really.
Eccentric Amp?
I was going to say something, but I forgot what it was.
Oh.
Oh well. It's funny when you mentioned deja vu, because apparently some people have suggested that it's a mini brain seizure mistaking the present for the past.
Interesting.
So could deja vu like have the same, like be kind of like PTSD to an extent?
Well, we don't know. I also read that deja vu could be. Oh crap! I forgot what it was. It could be your brain seeing. So like you've got this memory of something, and then you see something familiar in your environment that can trigger that memory, and they kind of like squish together, and it feels like you're reliving something.
Mm.
That was another theory that they had.
I think.
There's like a whole bunch of stuff. They don't actually know what
How about
causes
this?
it.
This notion here that basically when you encounter a new experience, you naturally make some links to old experiences. And so at this point, as you're making these links, your brain is trying to make a decision whether this is something to reference from SI or whether, like, oh yeah, I have seen that graffiti before. I saw that yesterday. It's been here for a while now. Something like that. That would be, oh, my brain going, forgetting for a second, is that new? Oh, no, that's not new. That's something I've seen before. So there's this process. It's got to make a determination. Am I accessing SI or not? It's got to make that decision. If it's brand new, it's not going to need to access it except as a reference point for associative stuff. Now, if it is brand new, then it's going to look at it, and it's going to check to see how many immediate links it can make to stuff in SI. And if it's below a certain threshold, then it determines, no, this is new. And then it's going to say, new object, link to existing objects that are different. And it'll do that, and you'll come up with some ideas about whatever. if in fact it reaches a certain threshold of commonality, you go, oh, it's not new, it's familiar, and then you link it differently. You say, well, I have a chance to link it differently than I did before, or blah blah blah. Now, I think what maybe deja vu would be then is there's commonalities that are above that threshold. It's not actually the same situation, but there's enough commonalities in a certain set of contexts that instead of making the connection that, yeah, I've seen that thing before, you make the connection, yeah, I've seen that event, that scene before, that vignette, that set of moments. And so that's just a thought. I have to go, Pete. You guys please continue discussing that, and I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, he can't hear me.
The wonderful weather we're having.
It's such wonderful weather indoors.
Hey, some of us can be outside. I mean, I'm not.
Actually, I'll continue in place of Eric for a moment. Do you think deja vu can be brought on manually if someone tried?
I don't know. I mean, I've tried before. I've tried, like, thinking of things that could possibly happen in the future, and they'd never happen, because that's not what deja vu is, apparently.
With me, it's if I stare at someone or something happening and try to actively replicate the feeling of deja vu in my head while I'm looking at something. I don't know if it semi happens or not. It's very strange. Unless I'm just too crazy.
Deja vu seems kind of like NI. You just kind of have to like let it happen. Like either it happens or it doesn't.
Yeah, like from,
It's interesting you say that because
like,
I've
when it
heard
just pops out of
about.
nowhere, and I'm like, oh, I've seen it.
I was saying it's interesting you say that because I've read that INFJs have deja vu a lot, and I feel I'm interrupting everybody. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go mute myself. I'll be back.
No, you're fine.
It's totally fine, bro.
What were you
I
gonna
will
say,
not be
Haberdasher?
offended.
Well, I was gonna ask if any of you heard of a dude named Neville Goddard.
No.
So apparently, there's like this YouTube channel that it kind of goes along the lines of like dream therapy or believing that if you will something strong enough that reality in a sense will kind of bend to your will. And it's some dude kind of proved that he was going to get like $1 million, and he believed it so badly that he eventually got $1 million, and some sort of weird philosophy that if you can will something strong enough, and like it's kind of like the sense of believing in Santa, but in a more technical sense, something it's real.
Sorry, what were you saying? Oh, yeah, I don't really know if that. I don't know if that can apply to what's it called? What were we just talking about? Deja vu. Because it depends on the way that guy acquired those $1 million. Like, if he actually worked for it, then yeah, that works. But, like, you can't expect, like, deja vu or something that doesn't usually happen to happen. And it'll happen.
Well, in the guy's philosophy, I was just bringing it up as a topic to bring up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can will the universe to your favor.
Unless you work hard enough. Well, I mean, is that the same thing as willing the universe to your favor?
Well, that is a sense from what I know of the guy, and then the whole study behind the guy. There's the fact that he tried so hard or whatever crap, and he got it. And other people do it, and apparently they get what they want or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's true under certain circumstances. Like, if you put in the effort and you, like, put in the actions to get what you want, then you'll get it. Like, if you
Yeah,
if you don't do anything and you like just sit there and you think, I really want this over and over again for the rest of your life, you're gonna die and you're not gonna get what you want. So you kind of have to work for it. I don't know. That's just how it like sounded. Like if you will it hard enough, then it'll happen. But you still have to do the work for it. But yeah, I see where you're coming from, Haberdasher.
Oh my God, you're a girl.
Yes.
You just realised.
What is that? What difference does that make?
Spaghetti.
It's not that big a deal.
Huh?
I said it's not that big a deal.
I'd also like to point out that whoever the guy with the accent is, he's the second guy I've ever like confronted in my entire life to actually have an accent. So,
Except you haven't actually confronted him. You just heard his voice.
Yeah.
well,
If you like to confront
I guess
them.
face to face, you haven't confronted him. Voice to voice, you've confronted him.
okay, hold on. Well, no, let's, where is it? Where is it? Come on.
Hmm?
Come on.
Maybe he's looking for the camera?
Oh,
I would come on a camera, but I'm not Fred. And this would
no.
become a very different video.
Hold on. I'll be back.
Oh,
Just
there-
Alright.
there goes Arnold.
Unify, how can you say that?
You know, it's
What's
like,
your
I'll be
evidence?
back. I'll be back, that's my evidence.
That has nothing to do with being INTP.
I said
Well,
Arnold.
quite
not
frankly,
INTP.
Unify, it also feels like your feeling is higher than what INTPs have. You seem to be obsessed with authenticity to a certain extent. I mean, that's not bad or anything. I don't know INTPs well enough, but I mean, everybody's got feelings and stuff, so can't really say anything about that. But
Except for
That could be
INTP.
TI,
We all know they're evil.
That could be TI though.
see, the thing is, like when people say maybe their so-and-so function is well developed, that's not necessarily how that works. From what I've heard and what I've learned about MBTI, that's not necessarily how it works. Like an INTJ with developed FE or really strong FI
Still terrible.
doesn't mean you're an INTJ. You're probably not. Not you, homie, but people who like say that stuff. Doesn't mean they're not either, but like they've got some serious reconsidering to do.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you could be an INTJ and have some developed FE, but it's never going to be as good as like an FE user.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like a wonky
there's
kind of
status.
FE,
Yeah.
or just like minimal FE. Yes, my TI is wonky. Or it's just like underdeveloped relative to my other functions, I suppose. I like to think that I'm a very smart person and that I can logic my way out of things, but I cannot.
I feel like INFJs have like the best function stack.
The best
'Cause you have
function
the
stack?
Because you have the NI, the FE, the TI, and then the SE.
Pokemon.
I don't know. I feel like INTJs also have a really good function stack. Because the TI part,
Yeah, we're terrible with people though.
or the TE part, sorry. Well, that's okay. Because INFJs aren't terribly good at machines and things. Well, that was a really broad and incorrect assumption. So, I take back what I just said.
I mean, I don't think there's like a best stack. I think like everyone has a fair share of weaknesses and strengths.
But
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the
definitely.
worst.
No, I was just saying in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I I'm going to stop this one based on the fact that I have no idea what's going on, but it is 30 minutes. It's a good time. Thank you for watching Talking with Famous People. I'll be back in a second with another video.